All right, students, so for the purposes of this video, we are going to go ahead and discuss how we can use Flipgrid to record our presentations. And this is for students that are doing it individually. If you are going to do it with a partner, Zoom is actually going to be your best resource. So I will explain that on the presentation day. But let's go ahead and direct you to my screen and let's discuss how we can use good old Flipgrid. So in the Monday folder, I have a Flipgrid recording tech practice. This is a assignment that I want everyone to try. It's not graded or anything, but what you don't want to happen on Wednesday is that you have tech issues and your permissions and everything are not working on the presentation day, because you want to take the time to use that hour to fully realize your presentation without the tech issues. So we're going to go into the tech practice. I'm going to join with Google. So just join with your BPS Schools account like you usually do, and it's going to go ahead and look like this. You will want to use your desktop or laptop, not your iPad or tablet device, because Flipgrid is a little more robust, especially when we're doing the screen sharing. So I'm going to record tech practice. The big thing is you're just going to record up to a minute, something random, where you work with your screen recording, your voice recording, and make sure your webcam actually all works. So I'm going to record a response. And the first thing you'll notice is up here, it's going to ask you to use your camera. Please make sure you do. You're going to allow it. If this pop-up doesn't show, you're going to see a little icon where my mouse is hovering right now that looks like a camera icon, and you can check your permissions that way. So I'm going to allow it, and actually you can see the icon right there. And look at that, my face is showing on my other webcam. So if that icon once again doesn't show, click this and allow, continue to allow, and it'll tell you the microphone and the camera that you're using. So as long as everything looks pretty good, you're looking okay. There's fun little effects that you can do. You can write on it, ink, add photos and frames. If you want to do that, perfectly fine. I'd recommend it just to go ahead and give it a little bit of pop and flair. So I'm going to add this frame. But under options, this is what's going to be very important, okay? Under options, there are a couple little things. Mirror video is really important if you notice that all of your text is backwards. So it depends on how your camera is set up. You can mirror it and it will flip it. But if you notice up here on the top corner here, the letters are backwards, so I didn't need to mirror it. So make sure you check that setting. And then we're going to hit record screen. This is what you're going to use to talk about your presentation. So when I hit record screen, I'm going to open up my go to Google Drive and in my web browser and open up one of my photography projects. So let me go ahead and actually open up one of I think I got a standard one here. All right, these are all yours. But you know what? I'm just going to open up the students from last semester. So here we go. Got Mia's right here. We're not going to go through it, but basically I'll have my photography project open and we're going to use the individual slides and talk about our photos using the requirements that I discussed. So to do a screen recording, I'm going to go back into Flipgrid. I'm going to start my screen recording, and it's going to ask you entire screen, application window. So you can see I got multiple screens. So screen 1 is usually going to be your default. That way it records everything that is on your screen. You can also do application window, so it only records Chrome. That's fine in case you don't want to show your desktop or anything like that. I recommend doing the application window. Okay, so I'm going to hit share, and it'll give you a nice little countdown and start recording. Okay, so blah, 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 I'm going to talk. So anything you do right now is being recorded. So I'm going to go to my photo project here, and this is Mia, so I don't think she'll mind if I show off some of her content. So you can see I would talk about this slide, blah, 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 make sure my recording's happening. If you notice at the bottom, you'll see a stop recording or a hide button to hide this. But if you go back into Flipgrid, when you are done, you can stop it. You can always pause it too if you need to kind of take a breather, break, or you feel you need to go ahead and reset yourself. So I'm going to hit stop recording for the purposes of this. And start recording. You can hear it. Blah, blah, go. Blah, I'm going to talk. So at this point, you can trim it. You can review it. You can add more. Okay, so notice that it recorded my voice and it recorded my screen. So double check that it works, and if it does, hit next. Okay, display name, I'm going to put my name, so it's already there, and I'm going to put practice. And You do not have to, you can select extra frames and add name tag, things like that. The selfie is just to go ahead and kind of create a thumbnail. You do not have to do that, but I'm going to hit submit. Wait for it to upload. Gives you a nice little flash saying that it's successful. Hit done, and you should notice that it's going to pop up down here. So I'm going to refresh my Flipgrid that I was just in, and there it is. So just to 100% check, you can always click on it, recording, and hear yourself and check it. So you can hear that my voice was working. So this, for the purposes of this assignment, okay, your job is to go ahead and make sure that your tech 100% works in order to do your full presentation. Okay? So at this point, if you're doing an individual recording, you can stop. Okay? You can stop this video. But if you're doing a partner recording, I'm going to ask you to stay on to this video so you can see one little last minute thing. Okay? So I'm going to go back to my Flipgrid. And if you did a partner recording, you're going to have to use Zoom to record. And we practiced using Zoom to record in the last project, so it should be pretty smooth on what you're supposed to do. So I'm not going to go over that, but please reach out to me if you have issues. But if you do a partner recording, we're going to record a response, but instead of actually recording here, okay, we're going to actually upload one. So I'm going to go to Options, and I'm going to upload a clip. So this is the only new thing. Instead of recording with your partner, you're going to upload your clip, your Zoom file that you created, and everything else is pretty much standard. It's going to allow you to add the frames, trim it, check it, and away you go. So with that being said, I'm going to pause right here. Right? Hopefully that explained how to use Flipgrid to go ahead and do your presentation. We will officially roll this out on this coming Wednesday. Okay? But for today, the purpose is to practice this and make sure everything works. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. That ends this video. Review it as needed.